Hi everyone, welcome to my review of Wes Anderson's Rushmore from 1998. So yes, we're back once again with a Wes Anderson review. As I said, recently, I've been going through all of his films, reviewing films, that I haven't reviewed yet on the channel, and yes, just as well, of course, re-reviewing the Grand Budapest Hotel. So yes, the second feature film from Wes Anderson, and yes, once again though, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen this film, I simply recommend seeing it first and then coming back to this discussion here, and from there we can kind of talk in the comments if you want, and you won't kind of be given spoilers, of course. And so just with all that said, let's dig in and just share my relatively brief thoughts, on this film, and just to kind of first time watch, of course. So it won't be perhaps an hour long or kind of 40 minutes, this kind of stuff. I think on first time watches, it's nice to just briefly give my thoughts, and just to share my experience with this film with viewers, and just hear your reaction as well, of course. As always, it's great. But yes, of course, Wes Anderson is a filmmaker I love, and just seeing most of his films now, only is it two films? I think two films I've got left actually, to see for the first time. So yes, really look forward to them. But this film here is his second feature film, and until seeing this film, I was kind of I was thinking Royal Tenenbaums is the one where he really kind of showed his true style, his control, I guess. Bottle Rocket, I love that film. I think it's a stunning debut, of course, and I just really love that film. I said I didn't really have any issues with the film at all. Simply, it wasn't quite that masterpiece, I guess, and the one that is that kind of refined style, that perfection, I guess, that Wes Anderson shows in a variety of his films, of his style, his tone, and just the control of the films that he makes. But I think after seeing Rushmore, which is even better than Bottle Rocket, by miles actually, would you believe? I love that film, Bottle Rocket, but this one just goes even further, and after seeing this film, I think this is the one, this is the one that really is straight away where Wes Anderson, showed his style, his control, and just made, for me, an absolute masterpiece. I think this film is one of the best films ever made, actually. In kind of somewhere on the list of best films ever made for me. And I don't think this film it's kind of most of the time put around the top, or at the top of the rankings, Wes Anderson films, but it has got a few corners where this film really has a lot of love compared to perhaps his other works, but I think for me, I always kind of thought this is going to be a film that's going to be very interesting to see, and I cannot wait to see this. But really exceeded my expectations, and I think instantly, I won't reveal exactly where it is, but it's very, very high. If not, I just think it really is one of his best, and I think just kind of again, I did say this is a film that kind of is his true style, where he really came into his own, and he kept this kind of style in some way, I guess, throughout the rest of his career, it seems. But there is this kind of looseness as well, and relaxed feeling, this naturalism that I think perhaps is present as well in Royal Tenenbaums, but not quite in this particular way. I think this is really kind of a bit similar to Bottle Rocket, but really as well the rest of his films going forward. And I think to see this kind of narrative, it's very unique indeed, and just the way in which it's this kind of there's times for this film to breathe, and just to kind of these moments of relaxation, and kind of melancholy that I don't quite see at least in his later works in this way. Not to say it's better than them for this reason, but it really is this kind of very unique, natural yet surreal, and kind of quirky film as well. And I think the way in which the film opens, certainly Wes Anderson, really is this kind of high octane, the energetic kind of revealing information to the viewer, and I guess you could say kind of dazzling in its in its energy, just the way in which so much information is revealed to us, kind of I guess information overload, but it's enough the lingering shots to actually get the actual information, and understand what's going on, but really it's this dazzling effect, and what a way to open the film. Of course, Max Fisher, played by Jason Schwartzman, in his debut film role actually, and he is just great in this film. One of my favourite. One of my absolute favourite kind of protagonists in a Wes Anderson film, actually, and he plays this student, Rushmore Academy, and this kind of school, Rushmore, of course, and it's just the student who runs a variety of clubs and kind of has pastimes, but is not technically considered a great student. So Brian Cox's character at one point says this, and to Bill Murray's character of Herman Bloom, and he is a pivotal character in this film, but yes, not actually considered a great student, but I love the way in which this film opens, and introduces his character. Of course, we have this this teacher kind of explaining a few things, and there's the equation on the board, the math problem, and he says, if any of you get this, so and so, and then we have the kind of the panning there, and going along to, of course, Max, and it reveals him from behind, and the paper, and that is a perfect way to introduce his character. He goes and solves this problem, but then we realise it's not really happening. It's his, him imagining this, his fantasy, of course, and everyone, of course, around him accepting him, and loving him, looking up to him, and I think that perhaps is the film in a nutshell, or at least one of the big themes, wanting to be loved, accepted, and I guess the way in which Max, is kind of, this, he goes around, his perception is really very much a fantasy throughout a lot of the film first, but then he does, kind of come to realise things later on, and there is this kind of narrative of this character development of Max kind of coming of age and realizing different things, consequence, and I guess really becoming someone who in the end of course he does all this kind of extravagant stuff, as we know in the final act, but he is more grounded, I guess, and there's this kind of wonderful transformation of his character, and all going through this is this kind of triangle of characters, this trio. Of course, we have Rosemary Cross, this teacher, and played by Olivia Williams, and she is a teacher, of course, at Rushmore, and of course Max becomes obsessed with this teacher, and of course pursues her, and there's this kind of trio of characters, and just to see the way in which Max is constantly obsessed with this character Rosemary, and then of course there is this this drama soon after that, and he leaves Rushmore, as we know, and that is very sad to see him kind of say goodbye to this location, because instantly this location was so wonderfully set up, and there's this nostalgic element to the film in so many regards. I love this about Wes Anderson, this, and I think Royal Tenenbaums especially, there is a particular kind of feeling of nostalgia, and just a sense of time and place that I don't really get of most films later on in his career in this way. I think it's just a very very special feeling, and I think Rushmore, the location here, is captured so wonderfully, and just so many different characters, that kind of are introduced to us at first, and wonderful, relationships being established. I guess Bill Murray's character of Herman Bloom, he is someone who kind of, it's kind of there was a conflict, I guess, between him and Max throughout the film, but it's just kind of underlying, warmth, and this connection they have, and I guess this really complex kind of relationship that forms throughout the film, and this friendship, I guess, and in the end that is one of the themes of this film, love, but also friendship, of course, a big kind of role this plays, of course, Dirk as well. We mustn't forget the character who is essentially Max's true friend in the film, and he kind of is supporting him as well, in the kind of running of these clubs, I guess, and I love as well, yes, just the way in which we have a variety of clubs that Max is kind of running at first, and just seeing the different variety there, really highlights the kind of genius, comedy in this film, and I think it runs throughout, but it does turn very dark. Having said that, later on in the film, and there is this kind of really, kind of emotional set of sequences, and I think Bill Murray's character, of Herman, he really, he's very, very this is a character who's unhappy with his life, and of course Bill Murray playing this to perfection, and of course the wit is there, but this underlying sadness to him, and just the expressions that he has in the film. He plays this character so wonderfully, and just a masterful performance, and I love Bill Murray and Jason Schwartzman together. This chemistry here, this dynamic, so wonderfully set up. This kind of what is going on here. The strangeness to it, the mystery of this, and how will this turn out? And then of course that wonderful the arc of Max. At the same time, the arc of Herman, and the realization. Both of these characters, and in the end, of course, Herman ending up with Rosemary, and in the end Max, of course, saying he's going to remain friends, of course, and him realizing that is the kind of the genius of this this comedy drama, is him realizing different things along the way, and this coming of age film, and so many different things that he kind of realizes, of course, learns the hard way, you could say, and really this organic character growth, and in the end he does accept this, and his situation, and really a wonderful film, in that sense, and just the characters throughout, kind of wonderful Wes Anderson characters that you meet along the way, and of course the different students as well. There is a conflict with a particular student as well, and I love the kind of the way this is done for comedy as well as drama. Of course, I guess you could say bullying kind of comes into this, one of the themes. Of course, really leaning into this whole kind of theme of acceptance, and being loved, being accepted. Yes, and Max desperately wants this, and he is obsessed with this kind of this feeling, I guess, throughout the film, and the final act that he does kind of realise different things, and I love the way in which it ends with him, kind of running this play, and of course referencing many different films. He has not changed in that sense, and he is someone who is, of course, still this kind of bubbly character, this energetic, kind of witty character, but he has kind of become more grounded, and realised different things. And I love the reference, of course, to Platoon, in that final act, and just seeing that way, the way in which the final act, pans out, and then of course the final kind of dance sequences, and then just slowly coming out of this film, this wonderful slow-mo, and I think slow motion, of course, used in this film a variety of different moments, and I think this could be the best, along with Royal Tenenbaums, kind of use of slow-mo, in a Wes Anderson film, actually, and just so many different moments. They just kind of add to this this feeling of in the moment, capturing time so wonderfully, and in the same regard, this epic and comedic way in which this slow-mo is used. I think it's wonderful to see, and just this epic film. It really is, and very, very short film, around 90 minutes or so, and it really is though a film that has so much packed into this, and at the same time this simple kind of tale, but so much in this, and this coming of age film that really is perfect in my opinion, and it really is the first true Wes Anderson film that his style kind of meets of his kind of his tone, and in a particular way that is the true Wes Anderson style, and his control of this narrative, and the soundtrack, of course, as well. Wonderful soundtrack, as always with Wes, and just seeing this film, and different moments, of course, where the music plays, and you have a different song kind of attached to a particular moment, a feeling, and a kind of a moment in time. It really is wonderful, and adds to this melancholy and nostalgic feeling. Of course, you even have, of course, John Lennon in the film, which is this wonderful scene in which him and, of course, Herman, going about, and just seeing this, hearing this wonderful song that I love, kind of there's this feeling attached to this, that this kind of film creates, and now I look back on this, and hear particular songs, just like many different films, in cinema, and have this, different experience, a particular song, and it really is a wonderful use, of music, and just the visuals to this film. I think just masterful, and the way in which the camera movements are, all kind of perfectly timed, and kind of revealing, character moments, and just capturing as well, static shots, capturing, locations, and the color palette is wonderful. This beautiful look to the film, nostalgic look, and just warmth to it, I guess, and there's this fantastical kind of dreamlike effect. This is also a film that really is very dark and realistic, as well as this kind of fantastical surreal film. It's a wonderful balance, and I think the comedy works perfectly every time, and it's a hilarious film. Perhaps one of the most funniest, kind of Wes Anderson films, actually, and I think seeing how this film ends as well, it's hilarious, but it is so moving, this film. Just this uplifting, whimsical experience, this film, and I've had such a great experience with this, and watching this for the first time, and cannot wait to see this film again, and rewatch it over and over, and I think this is definitely one of my absolute favourite kind of Wes Anderson films, and see what it is, in kind of placements, what number it is on the ranking. But this film really surprised me, even though I had very high hopes for this film. But this film just shot up. I'm not going to say where it is, on my list, so far, but really shot up, and became one of my absolute favourite films, that I've kind of seen for the first time in many, many months, perhaps a year, and really is on my favourites list. And I think everything about this film, the direction, the editing is so strong, kind of perfectly. Wonderful flow to the film, but perfectly kind of revealing different moments to us, and the juxtaposition of different shots. It's just so intricate. I feel, but so simple as well, in the way it's kind of revealed to us, and in that sense, it's not a film that I watched for the first time, perhaps, and kind of thought, how do I feel about this? It was a bit confusing. No. Instantly, kind of, this, of course, sense of wonder, and things that I want to discover, more about the film on a rewatch. But so much, that I got from this film straight away. So kind of clearly told, despite so much information, different things going on, and different characters, because it's so well told, and directed. This film is a wonderful piece of storytelling, visually as well, of course, and just the cinematography to this film, is absolutely stunning, and Wes Anderson, once again, this perfect balance, with his style and tone, of this film, and just the variety of different themes that run throughout this film, of course, obsession, friendship, love, and I guess all kind of contributing to this coming of age film, Max realizing different things, of course, and him originally kind of being obsessed, pursuing this character of Rosemary, and there's this desperation, he keeps going, throughout the film, until a point, around the final act, or just before, the final act, and he kind of gives up, and realizes, of course, what cannot be, and he kind of comes to his senses in a wonderful moment, and then, of course, he does reconcile with the characters in the end, and of course Herman ends up with Rosemary, and this wonderful kind of trio, kind of relationship here, and of course a very complex film, just seeing different moments, tension, and kind of these really I guess kind of intense moments, first, of course, and there is comedy throughout, but it's a really kind of tense film. The drama, really is very extreme at times, and just seeing the outbursts as well. All the different moments of kind of conflict. In this film, it adds for this highly compelling film. Just so much going on, and just to kind of see how you feel about different things. All these different themes, and relationships, and just these great performances, of course. Rosemary Cross being so wonderful in this film, and just of course Bill Murray. Once again, perfect performance, and yes, Max Fisher, the great protagonist, played by Jason Schwartzman. He is so good in this film. This is just one of the absolute greatest, performances in general, in a Wes Anderson film, and I think this could be, of a one that is kind of less ensemble. For example, Royal Tenenbaums is very much an ensemble piece, and I wouldn't say films like Darjeeling, is or anything like that. But judging the films, at least where there are less characters than, for example, this big ensemble piece. I think Max Fisher could be my absolute favourite, protagonist, in a Wes Anderson film, and I think he really is, one of the ultimate characters, kind of imbuing so much, about Wes Anderson and his kind of his characters and just his worlds that he creates, and this quirky kind of unique and strange character, of course, but relatable character as well, and him being unaware of different things, naivety, and this front that he puts on, this show, this facade. He soon, he of course in the end he's still kind of like this in a way, but he has learned so much, and he's gone through this transformation, and it's wonderful to see, and just yes, I loved everything about this film. The beginning, of course. The middle and the end, just a perfect film in my opinion, and it's this epic film, of course, and the comedy, that is just so kind of, investing, and that's the thing. I love this film so much. I was so invested, the characters, the world, the locations, and of course how Max has to deal with different things, through his own doing, of course, and him learning different things about life, and this wonderful feeling this film has, this melancholy that it has, so much going on, and I just love this film, from the get-go, and yes, one of my absolute favourite Wes Anderson films, and I think really is an absolute masterpiece, and what a film this was to watch for the first time. Wow, what a beautiful achievement, and yes, as I say, an absolute masterpiece in my opinion. So yes, my final rating for this film is 100% plus, tier 2. Yes, what can I say? I truly love this film so much, and I just think, initially I was perhaps going to give this, tier 3, right after watching this film, and I think it's grown on me even more. The weeks have passed, and just wow, what an experience, uplifting, magical experience. This is, this whimsical feeling that I got from this, and just a really, such an investing film, from start to finish. It's a real masterpiece in my opinion, and this whole world that is created, this surreal, fantastical, yet grounded, kind of, really powerful narrative, that is kind of, offered to the viewers, and just seeing this film, of course, Max Fisher, one of the greatest, kind of characters, in cinema history, really, among them, and just seeing this, this kind of narrative play out, the way in which it goes from him kind of. This obsession, of course, him wanting to be with someone, and then realizing different things, and these arguments, of course, this conflict, this kind of internal conflict as well, kind of playing out, and in the end, of course, he wants to get Herman Bloom and Rosemary Cross together in the end. So this kind of whole way in which he turns this around, and his actual kind of thought process, it's all over the place at first, and then of course he really realizes things, and this whole kind of acceptance theme, it becomes something a bit different, I guess, and he, in the end, the final moments, he has the play, that he kind of delivers, and organizes. This is just an epic and hilarious moment once again. This whole sequence, of course, and then of course we have the final moments. The interactions, of course, between the characters, and the whole kind of resolve, I guess, between this trio of characters, main characters here, and the wonderful way in which Herman, of course, someone who was dissatisfied with life, kind of ends up with Rosemary, and there is this beautiful, kind of way in which that's done, and just seeing, of course, Olivia Williams, and the chemistry between her, and of course Bill Murray, it really is quite something, and just this whole kind of satisfying feeling, of all the different threads and how they turned out, I guess, it's kind of everything I wanted from the film, initially kind of, introducing the characters and setting up these dynamics. I was thinking, I hope this happens, and it all did really, I guess, and just seeing how, Max, of course, ends up with someone else as well. This really is a wonderful film, and it's so satisfying, yet it really is this unique, film that is truly Wes Anderson's style, his vision. This is the thing. This is just such a visionary film. It feels like every single thing that he planned came about so perfectly with this narrative, and the stylistic choices, and the whole tone of this film. It's so wonderful and very unique and kind of bold, the tone, I guess, and it's not for everyone, of course, but I think this film, to me, is just a masterpiece and a truly special film that I really had a wonderful time with, and what an experience watching this for the first time, and just kind of course, the springtime, just beginning when I watched this film, and beginning of April it was, and it's been a few weeks, of course, reviewing this film now, but seeing this. It really was such an uplifting experience, and as I say, it is the best first watch of April for me. And I said that on my film log update video, and haven't changed my opinion. This really is a masterpiece, and it's one of my favourites. I'm going to be, of course, rewatching The Royal Tenenbaums in a few days. In fact, 2 days from now, I plan on rewatching this film, and what do I prefer? You'll find out perhaps on that video when I review that eventually. But of course, the actual way in which to fully find out my ranking is to wait for the ranking, which will be this year for sure. I'll do that before seeing as well the French Dispatch, just seeing, yes, where of course. Fantastic Mr. Fox, and of course The Life Aquatic. These are the two that I haven't seen yet. Features. See where they will rank as well. I look forward to that, and seeing them, of course, and just adding them to the ranking. I wonder where they will go, and just seeing Rushmore, of course, such a treat for me, and it's a really meaningful film. It truly is, and it's one that I loved. Everything about this, the visuals, the soundtrack, and just the feeling of this film. It really is a wonderful film. The friendship feeling of this, and just love in general, and I guess how at first his Max's kind of perception is warped, and I guess this realization of multiple different characters, and it all kind of comes together in the end so wonderfully, and it really is a beautiful film. It truly is, and such an epic comedy as well. So yes, that's my thoughts, of course, on Rushmore, a truly legendary film. I'm thinking on this once again, and I just really love this film. It really is, I think, a film that I would place much higher than most people, I guess, on the rankings. But that's just me. And what do you think of this film? There we go. That's my thoughts. But what do you think? It'd be great to hear. And if you want, you can share your opinion, in the comments. And I look forward to that. And respectful comments, of course. And just share your opinion on this film and Wes Anderson in general. Truly one of my favourite filmmakers. Certainly working today, and just such a genius. Wonderful, warm. Guess, and nostalgic filmmaker, and always this sense of nostalgia, I guess, in his films, they get in. Perhaps Isle of Dogs is different, but the rest of his films, there's this very particular kind of comfort feeling that I go back for, and slightly different, of course, all very different, most of the time in between films. They're all unique, and kind of memorable in their own way, but there is this kind of familiarity, comfort and warmth, charm that I get. This is a truly charming film, and one of his most, I think, charming actually, and that's saying something. I think, and just seeing this film was a treat, and I really love this film, and of course Wes Anderson, and all the cast as well. In this were just perfect in their roles, and just a film that goes above and beyond, really, and delivers. A truly wonderful experience. So yes, that's my thoughts. As I say, leave your thoughts in the comments if you want, and we can discuss this film. So yes, that's it for now. Wrapping up, and looking forward to the next Wes Anderson review, and that'll be The Royal Tenenbaums, his third feature film, and again, a film I truly love. I can't wait to discuss that film, and do I like it more than this? Well, find out indeed. Wes Anderson is a stunning filmmaker, and he's made many masterpieces, that's for sure. So yes, as always, take care, and thanks for watching.